Hello everyone, this is Anaturon, and I'm back with a Random Cast episode 49 if I haven't lost count. That's only been, over a year since I last made one of these. I don't know, just start getting Wargame Red Dragon videos recommended to me again. And it felt like, I was never very good at Wargame Red Dragon to begin with, and not playing it very much over the last year hasn't really helped with that, so I think my gameplay is just going to be garbage and uninteresting. So I'm going to go with something that's probably even more uninteresting, which is me commenting over other people's gameplay. But I don't know, it's just something I enjoy doing. Anyway, we got on the blue team, dözyman. I don't know, it's an O with the umlauts over. Is that like an sound? Like dözyman? I don't know, I'm just going to say dozy. And on the other team we got M1911 Milk Tea, who, pretty sure that was the player from the last random cast. It didn't actually, they've been a fairly regular uploader onto the replay site, which I know convenient for me if I ever want to grab a replay to watch. Anyway, blue team, it's I have the replay site open on my other monitor, so I can actually look at it now. None/gen/all. I'm gonna have to say that's blue general unspec. Blue general unspec. That doesn't make any sense. Or that's blue. It's unspec and it's category A, so no time frame restrictions. There we go. I can remember the terminology, don't mind me. And on the red team we have M1911, that's Entente General, or unspec. And well, let's just get into it. Fast forward a little. So far, it looks pretty typical opener. Alright, start with blue because blue's best. Got Bison, the command infantry. That's going to be the Canadian one. Not like it makes much of a difference. That's the CV that's staying back in Delta. And let's see, it's general. Honestly, a blue general deck's not a good choice because you just lose so many activation points. I guess got Humvees. That's the American one. M998. That's going to be small, so you believe. 150. That's going to be Rangers. Down vetted. That's going to be Riflemen. Most likely 75. And then we got M1A1HC, M48A3 Chaparral. M113A3s, that's the American one. Yep, that's the one with 3 armor. So that's going to be, the most more riflemen looking at that one. That's going to be engineers with the, I'm blanking on the name of that stupid 4-round rocket launcher. You know, the one from Commando. M106A2. Is this, did I misread the thing? Is this actually a, is this a NORAD deck? Because I'm just seeing Canadian and US, so yeah, this must be NORAD, not none. Must be misread. Either replay site reduces NORAD to none, N-O-N-E, or it's just weird like that. I don't know, doesn't matter. Looks like NORAD, not blue. NORAD General's a decent deck. Let's see. Actually, I didn't really finish looking. Let's see, F150 with the Rangers, M35. That's, yeah, it's the American one. That's going to be Cav Scouts. Don't see those guys very often. Anyway, it looks like dözyman here is going to be going hard onto Golf, and just looks like just putting recon units into Charlie Foxtrot. That's a mortar. It's the 107, isn't it? Yep. And then the Recon Cobra and the DAP. Is this a prototype? Yes, okay, so yeah, this is a NORAD deck, definitely. Don't mind me as I try and figure out what I'm up to. But yeah, that's a perfectly, or not, I say, little light in Charlie Foxtrot, so like this is not enough to hold up against light probing. But I don't know, maybe they have a plan. Then again, they're unranked. This is the ranked, unranked player versus a captain, so you never know. As for M1911 here, BVP M80A, that's probably Proletarian there. OTM5, that's the half track, so that's going to be their reservist unit. A few of those, T55A, this is a really nice cheap recon tank. So just, light holding force, probably someone going to Bravo just to have a presence there, maybe some stuff in this area, in Foxtrot. You know, that this triangle of death between Charlie, Foxtrot, and Bravo. Both players starting with an FOB. Looks like single command start from both players. HT40 down vetted. That's going to be the I can't remember the Yugo. Line up very well. It's probably going to be their light infantry, I think. Strap 2. Let's see, another recon, TT55, more proletary, more reservists. Tab, that's going to be the Pato Branchi, or the Chato Branchi, and Moderna. So yeah, pretty standard start here from our red player. Looks like they're going to go hard into Golf and Foxtrot, which is typically what you see happen on this map. Either you see a lot of fighting here, or here, sometimes both at the beginning, and then once things stabilize, that's when you start seeing the plays, trying to leverage the flanks and whatnot. Alright. Yep, that's the non-radar Neva. It's good. It's a good unit. It's strong. Strap 2 is... Honestly, it's just really let down by the lack of stabilizers. If it had stabilizers, it'd be really, really strong. As it is, it's decent. Not perfect. Like like a 60-point AA piece with 35% accuracy and no stabilizers is not great. But if I recall correctly, its rate of fire is pretty good. It's basically Tunguska against, if I recall correctly, just with worse accuracy. Ooh, coughing. And then the Iglas are pretty mediocre, especially since it only has 2. It can only fire 2 before it reloads. But you know, it's at 60 points, there's only so much you can ask for a non-radar AA piece. Anyway, I'm wasting time, so let's get going. Cav Scouts. Pretty far back. It's very timid deployment from our blue player. Dözyman. I'm just going to say Dozy. We got smoke coming out. Or I'm assuming it's smoke. Yep. DAP is whacking a Hera. Ooh, he's going to get the HD40. Oh, there we go. L17K coming out. It's going to whack the DAP. Oh no, it's going for the Cobra. And then this drop's going after the DAP. The Chaparral is missing. Oh no, I actually did get one hit. Out of what, 3 missiles fired? 2 missiles. Honestly, the biggest problem with the Chaparral is it's just really slow. Well, road speed is... Actually, no, it's actually faster than I remember it being. It's just fragile. Anyway, Smoz shooting up the TOs. Not the Humvees, but yeah, Moderna's gonna be trouble. And yeah, base rifleman. Yep, good. That's a good spam unit. Oh, alright, he does have the 2 M1A1 HCs. Those are a decent heavy tank. In a one-on-one fight, their chances against Moderna are not great. because Moderna has more armor and more AP, but 2 of them, that's actually a very reasonable threat against the Moderna. Anyway, smalls are expensive. Yeah, they're 20 points each. Not a great return on investment on those guys. What do I got here? Oh, he's got Rifleman 90. This is a general deck. Okay, I'm just pausing. I just need to think out this guy's infantry tab. So we got Smoz, Base Rifleman, Rifleman 90, and the Napalm Infantry. I wonder what the 5th card is. Oh, Thermomig going out. Rangers are too far back. They need to be more forward so they can actually spot things. Decent bit of smoke coming out from our blue player. It's definitely not like a super rookie player, but I don't know just how experienced they are when it comes to 1v1s. Oh, Nighthawk. I don't know how much that V150 is spotting right now, but like, yeah, it's gotta be careful with the Nighthawk. Has no ECM, and if it gets too close to the Strop 2 and the Nawa, they can pretty easily one-tap, or, well, not one-tap it, but Nawa can easily get a hit on it, and then the Strop could do enough damage to finish it off. Rifleman 90 are struggling against the T-55A. Oh dear. Why do I start coughing as soon as I talk? I'm just not used to it anymore. Rifleman 90 are just advancing menacingly on that T-55A. These guys got napalmed. Chattabranchy can take out the M113A3s pretty easily. Oh, the Moderna actually went down. Yeah, I don't see it. That's why I get for paying attention to what's going on over here. That's a big loss for Melty. That's Gulf no longer under their control. Oh, Chattabranchy having a time. Oh yeah, they're panicked. Never underestimate the power of 50. Against infantry, at least. Oh, Cobra's getting involved. It's not looking too great for Melty at the moment. Oh, L17K going in for the Cobra. That's risky play. See how that Chaparral's there. And it can be a dangerous AA piece when it decides to hit. Yeah, it gets one hit. Nope. Thermomig coming out. Oh, is it going for the Chaparral? Looks like it. Oh, it's reversing. Is it going to get out of the way in time? No, it does not. That actually just means it's completely 0 AA for the blue player now. Nope. Okay, we're getting a CV coming out from Milk Tea, or M1911, whatever I'm calling them. I mean, I don't know if it's the smartest move to make at the moment because their map control is not great. And our blue player is definitely pushing a little. Rangers need, yeah, they're moving up. I don't know. This does kind of get into my perennial complaint about this map, is that both players kind of have an easy time getting into Gulf for the most part. Oh, Thermomig going for the Abrams. Does a decent chunk of damage to them. But yeah, both players have a decent path into Gulf, but the Alpha side has a much easier time getting to Bravo than the Delta side has getting into it. It's not like it's balanced, but like it's an awkward, or it's certainly an awkward choice. But hey, that's part of playing the game. You have to not just know the map, you need to know, you need to have a plan for what you do regardless of which side you're on, and adapt from there. Didn't point out, but yeah, M1911 put the proletariat there, which is always a good idea to have. You know, an infantry squad or two here. Doesn't need to be a lot of guys there, just enough to, like, you know, whack a recon vehicle that's driving down over there. Because that's what I love to do. Regardless of which side of the map I'm on, I'd love to send like an autocannon recon vehicle along this road. You know, be a little cheeky. Not a whole lot happening, just speed up a little. So yeah, both players reinforcing their positions. Oh hey, Sunke. There we go, Patriots out. Guess our blue player got tired of the thermomig. There you go, M84AN, the Nod stealth tank. Of course, the difference between the Nod stealth tank and the M84AN is that the stealth tank is actually fragile. This thing, not really. Well, relative to its price, it's kind of fragile, but not like that far out. Especially for a recon. Oh, ATACMs. Okay, what's that going for? Everyone's moving. Yeah, nothing. Oh, and it fired both. Oh, he did. Did they fire? Did they attack him? Oh, it looks like he's going to a different spot. Oh, he's going for the mortar. Yep. That's going to be a problem. You need that mortar. If you're using super heavies, you need the mortar to smoke it. Anyway, the rifleman there got whacked. Smaw might be able to do some damage, but that's the problem with the fist teams, that they're just fragile, so their ability to hold a position can be quite limited. Especially if fire support's involved. Y-17 just wrecking an M113. Airmans are fixed up. Patriots radars being left on. Risky move, but it's understandable when you're facing Entente, because Entente, most people when they make an Entente deck, they don't bring the seaplane because it's kind of terrible. Oh, speaking of which, SU-7B. That's the seaplane. Oh, and a miss. Oh, but the seaplane turned away too soon. Oh, but it's turning back in. Get the shot off, and it gets the kill. And only took a single hit from the chaperone. Oh, and it makes it out. Radar micro. Do it. Always do it. Always leave your radar off until you're certain you're not going to get an ARM shoved up its ass. Anyway, that's a big loss for our blue player. Oh, basically my 17 got whacked. Small is getting the process of getting overrun. Oh, yeah, mortar's coming down. That's going to... Oh, no, it's smoking. Okay. Okay, T-45 base one. Doing them wrong. Oh, yeah, they're out. L-17K did a run on something. Oh, wasn't there another AH-1J or something? Interesting. That's another... Oh, did the red player... Did they cancel it and then bought it again? Or did it get destroyed when I wasn't paying attention? I don't know. That's what happens when you're rusty. You don't know to pay it. You focus on one area and you don't think to look at others, you know. Super Galeb's just circling. Not a lot of fuel on it though, so it can't circle for long. Yeah, 60 seconds. It makes it kind of really bad on larger maps because you just don't have the fuel. Oh, UAZ was spotted. Oh, probably the other rifleman can see it. I don't think the other rangers won't be able to see it. Oh, Bison. That's probably Canadian Airborne in there. So that'd be the 5th card, infantry card, for the blue player. Oh, riflemen are dead. And A1s are pretty messed up. I didn't even notice that the blue player captured Charlie at some point. And also, oh, that's where the other UAZ went. The first one, they put it into Echo. Makes sense, that's your 2-pointer. Oh, the blue player was ticking for a bit longer, but now red player's ticking. +1. Not a lot, but it builds up over time. Oh, F-15D's coming in. Went far around, avoid being detected. That's always smart. Isn't on the money, though. It was on the money. And that is the disadvantage of the, Jeep CVs. You get a lot of them. They're relatively inexpensive. But they are incredibly fragile. Recon helicopters flying around. This is just a really nice cheap helicopter. 30 points, it's fast, it's fragile, but most recon helicopters aren't tough. And it's also decent armament, has the Browning, has the rockets, so you can harass pretty well with it. Another UAZ coming out. Yeah, in a situation like this, when you don't really have control over this area, the smarter thing to do when calling CVs out for Bravo is you want to have them take the scenic route, go up and around and through here, so they're less likely to be spotted. And it looks like, command infantry coming out for Golf. Sending the UAZ along the exact same path. And it was spotted. Literally one of 2 units that they can see right now. It's that Hera, that UAZ. Oh, look, Nighthawk. Okay. They were shooting. Ooh, critical oh wow, that's actually very lucky that it didn't get one shot. And a little slow on the draw for those guys. I guess they're doing an attack run, so I guess it's whatever. And so 4 cards of planes, and we know 4 at 1911 we got the L-17K, the Thermal MiG, SU-7B, and the Super Galeb. That's 4. Do they have a better ASF? Because the L-17K is actually not great against other planes. It's not terrible. Not great. Oh yeah, CF-188 flying in the wrong direction. Like in a head-on fight, my money's on a CF-188 unless it's mismicroed. Or also, sometimes you just get bad RNG. Or mismicroed and you turn away. Yeah. I'm not quite sure what our blue player was doing there. Yeah, the CF-188 made it get out. I don't know. Oh, Seagull. That's 2 cards of ASF. Okay, what is going on with our blue player here with their planes? Like, okay, there you go. Got the Super Gale. Who's gonna go for the SU-7. You're out of missiles. Should you evac that before you fly over the Newa? It's gonna reveal they have no AA over your back line, especially with the hairs flying in. That's not gonna be good for the CV. Ooh, to even turn the weapons off on him. Of course, yeah, flying helicopters over infantry in the forest is always going to be bad for their health. Yeah, a little late on the DAP, buddy. You should have... Those things would have been visible coming a mile away. I guess the blue player was just too busy microing their planes, I guess? I don't know. Anyway, redeploying the command squad, that's a smart one to do. Move them off the 1-pointer back onto your base. And now is the opportunity for M1911 to press the advantage. Speed it up a bit. They have those M1A1s, if they're used well, could be dangerous, but the thermomig's coming out. Doesn't do anything, but it does zone them out. More reservists coming in. Oh, there you go. 5th card of plane, L19. There you go. It's the mini Raphael. Ooh, calling out the Nighthawk while there's an ASF up, that is risky. I don't think the Nighthawk's going to make it. It was firing. Neo got ahead. He's going to get the 2nd shot off. Missed. Oh. That L19 was not in position. That's the kind of situation where I'd say the blue player deserved to lose a Nighthawk in that situation. But, you know, didn't. Oh, 2 thermomigs. I think the Rangers are going to die. Nope. Just going after the Abrams. It's a very inefficient way of engaging Abrams, but, you know, whatever floats your boat. Airborne are just eating some half-tracks. No, their machine guns are turned off and everything, forcing them to use their, well, AT, but oh, Deagle. Yeah, just feed your one, you know, card, or 1 plane per card plane into their AA. Okay, Eagle got right in. I just completely blanked on which plane that was. L-17K does not make it out. Eagle should be evac'd. Like, I know I am not the best player, especially when it comes to using planes, but this is just painful to watch. Anyway, 2 chaparral, so no radar to worry about microing. Adian Airborne just being ground down by these OTM5s. Looks like they also ate a thermomig at some point. Oh, here, it's being a thermomigs. If they turn this way, they're going to fly over the chaparral. Or there's a chaparral. I never remember how it's supposed to be pronounced. So, 1 hit. Okay, they're both firing, and it's down. Oh, marking him. Yeah, that's not going to work, bud. Those are chaparrals. They don't have radar. Oh, they got a hit though. I'm gonna try and do an attack run. Are you gonna start dropping mortars? Like, what are we doing here? Blue player's not displacing them. I don't know. I feel like I'm being really judgy in this replay. Oh, there you go. Command M1 Abrams. That's going to be a tough cookie to crack. With indirect fire. Oops, second AWA has hit the map. Was that Patriot up-vetted? Or is it down-vetted? Because if it was up-vetted, that's 1 per card, and down-vetted it's 2, if I recall correctly. Thermal Pigs out. Is he going to try and bust one of the chaparrals? Nope, it's going after the town. That makes sense. Makes it easier to clear or occupy it when, you know, they're all mostly dead in there. Forces them out of cover. That's what's nice about the thermal MiG. You know, since it's, you know, a thermobaric bomb, you get that immediate, you know, HE damage, but also you get the prolonged burn from napalm, which is very handy for, you know, zoning out units. If I recall correctly, thermobaric bombs tend not to create fire like that IRL, but also depends on the exact ignition. Not like it really matters. It's been discussed to death how all the different ways this game is not realistic. Oh hey, those guys. I can't remember how that's supposed to be pronounced. The Burskapesh. Doesn't matter. Regular training, recoilless rifle. HD-40s are just dumping 57mm rockets. AN's moving up. Ooh, what direction are those Abrams facing? Oh wait, there you go. I'm wondering when the thermal MiG is coming out. Hey, there's a Seagull. Let's get the kill. It does. Now there's the Super Galeb. Ooh! Seagull gets double tapped by the Nawas by the looks of it. Or maybe the Galeb got a hit on it. But the Chaparral got the Galeb. And both Abrams are alive. Not exactly a great trade. Well, that's the entire card of Seagull is gone. You know, 1 per card upsetted. Both Thermomigs are down, and a Galeb down. And what do we got? Nighthawk. Yep, that's still alive. Oh, and there's the L-19. This is kind of time where you don't want your Nighthawk out. Bombs out. Missiles incoming. And it's gone. So that's 3 cards of planes gone for the blue player. Go L-19. Go. And then there's the SU-7B. Once again, no radar. There's still no radar, rather. What is this current score? 74 to 105 for the blue, or for M1911, but dözyman does have the Command M1 Abrams coming out for Golf O, and we got the base M110s coming out. Well, for how I use them, this is maybe not necessarily the time I would use them, because I prefer to use them when things are static and I'm trying to, you know, wipe out a strongly held position. But they can also be useful for CV sniping. Because what's it, 9 HE on those? 10 HE. Oh, could about just whack those guys. Yeah. Red player's actually on the back foot now. They've lost Foxtrot. I wonder how the attrition's been. I feel like the blue player has been losing more stuff overall, but especially with losing 3 cards of planes, plus potentially lost in the CF-188. Because sometimes when the plane gets hit right as it evacs, sometimes it dies, sometimes it doesn't. I think usually they live, but it really depends. I'm not sure what it depends on, but it depends. Are those the only cards of CVs the blue player has. Command Squad plus the Command Abrams. Like, those aren't bad CV choices. Like, this is expensive, not high availability. But it is tough. And then, obviously, Command Infantry are always handy, especially if you're hiding in buildings, but they're good in Force too. They can't be clustered, but they are vulnerable to other, weapons. And that's really the only big survivability disadvantage for Command tanks is, they are vulnerable to clusters, but, Command Abrams does have 3 top armor, which gives it a bit more leeway than something that only has 1 or 2 armor, or top armor. M1 Abrams. Oh, I was about to say those Proletariat could be problems, but then they got double tapped. Oh, M91A. 2 cards of super heavies from M1911. That's an interesting choice. Of course, that's going to be in the same situation as the Moderna, where 1-on-1 is better than the HC Abrams. But if they close the range, that's actually going to be a big problem for the VR, because it's going to be 2v1. And then also you have the base Abrams there to absorb gunfire. Chaparral's putting the hurt on the HD-40, and it goes down. These guys are just getting wrecked by the Abrams. They're not very good against tanks. Like, their main gun's not very good. 2100 meters, 13 AP. Not great, but 50% stab, 65% stationary actually is not bad. And they also have 9 rounds a minute. Like, they're decent fire support. The big thing is that they just have a lot of armor for their price. 15 points, or 15 frontal armor for 65 points, that's a chunky tank. It's chunky. And it has the 2 machine guns. Anything else happening anywhere? Not really. Oh, wait. T-55A is shooting some riflemen in the open. Gotta love the rifleman spam. Dözyman's taking a +1. It's 97 to 105. This feels like it's gonna be... Well, I don't know. It definitely feels like the blue player has very much gained the advantage. It has a pretty decent position. Oh yeah, that MI-17 just went down. Infantry in it. It's actually a decent comeback for the blue player. Their opener didn't go too well for them, and they lost their CV part way through, or their home base CV. But yeah, they definitely pulled it back. Ooh. What is the VR doing? Just driving forward, see if anything says hi. M110s are aiming. Who's going to eat an 8-inch shell? Looks like they're dropping on this position. Yeah, that's a decent position to fire on. Especially if it's a corrected shot. Just wipe out those guys with like a single hit, if you're lucky. Well, not like wipe them out, but like a direct hit or like one that lands perfectly between them is gonna like take off like half the health of both squads. At least. Don't think that shot was corrected though, so it could be going anywhere. Oh, what's this one going? Or doing? I was gonna say, where is this one going and what's this one doing, and combine into what's this one doing, or what's this one going? Rather. Proletariat pushing it. Where are those HAs or HCs? Oh yeah, that's where the gun on the Abrams really let it down. Point blank shot, only took 2 health off of it. Those HCs are a better position. That VR could have been dead. Nate was in a risky spot. Oh yeah, it took a hit. Firing on the AN. firing there? Yeah, some mortars. Just, yeah, that's how you want to use your mortars. Your troops are in contact in the forest, yeah, just start dropping mortar shells on them. The enemy, not your guys. That's a smart thing to have done in this position for a push would have been to drop some smoke there to just cut off, you know, likely locations of enemy fire support. But also the mortars are currently busy firing over there and smoking there, so you know, you only have so many mortars, you only have so much ability to micro a unit at any given time, so such is life. Oh, those Abrams could just roll right over those guys. Oh, MI-25, that's 24. It's an unit. It's mostly just kind of a meme with the 240mm rockets, because the ATGMs aren't very good. But when those rockets hit, they're pretty funny. Hey, HC's moving up. Newa goes down. Oh, that Vihor is in a potentially very dangerous position. AM's lucky that doesn't get double tapped. Oh, one of them's worried though. Oh, Vihor's busy shooting at the M1A or the M113s. Yep, those infantry are all dead. Vihor's getting chased by M113s. Alright, Bruce Kamichi. Love those guys. Oh, those infantry just get wiped out by the S-24s. Just rocket missiles going everywhere. Oh, Conqueror's M, there you go. It's a decent position, you know, helps give you fire on anything moving there. Ooh, optical failure on the HC Abrams, it's gonna go down. Can't see anything. That's not great for the blue player. But they're at 170 to 105, so you know, they're still in a decent position. Oh, M84AK coming out from 1911. Ooh, zooming in on something random. Probably gonna try and counter cap golf, get rid of that +1 tick, but I think it's a bit too late for that. S24 is down to just the Yak B, and Chaparral's engaging. 95% accuracy. Does it hit? Yes, it does. If I recall correctly, actually wasn't maxed out at 80% chance to hit or something like that, and then everything over that gives you greater chance of critical hit or something like that. Bruce Kamichi are eating something, is that from the M110s? No, it looks like an M110 hit. Oh, AN's blowing an M113. Yeah, looks like blue player pulled it out. Or pulled it off. Pulled it in. I don't know. Oh, double stack of M1A2s. I guess. Yeah, whatever floats your boat, bud. Nothing there really to threaten them, so provided they don't, you know, reverse or go side on to those AN or N91A. So I don't think it's going to be a problem because they're busy shooting at the Abrams there. Yeah, there was a VR. Close range hit to the front of the Abrams, I do believe that was. And that's game. Alrighty. Dözyman, or dözyman, however that's pronounced, was victorious with 195 conquest points to M1911 Maltese 105. Dözyman had 3,380 kills. Melty had 2,320. Yeah, that was actually a very interesting match. Definitely a bit of back and forth there for a while. At the beginning, it definitely looked like red player Melty had the advantage. And you saw some, you know, not some miss micro from dözyman, whatever, the blue player. You know, lost the pager without it really doing anything. Wasn't lost, you know, some maybe not great trades with the planes. But One thing that I definitely noticed is that Melty kind of started falling apart without those thermal MiGs. Like, as soon as both of those went down, like, it seemed like they're definitely leaning on the MiG-29s there to blunt any pushes that the blue player was making. You know, zone out the M1A1HCs, wipe out infantry. You know, that's what they're good at doing. But, like, as soon as they went down, they just didn't really seem to have a great plan for dealing with pushes. And I don't know, that's also where you kind of see one of the weaknesses of reservists is that they're not good at fighting. You know, they're basically there to just be meat shields. And you saw that quite a bit with the red players at the like sometimes just feeding the transports into the blue players' infantry just to absorb, you know, law ammo, which it's legitimate. But like the infantry themselves just mostly they just got chewed up by, you know, everything on the map. Because just reservists just aren't good at fighting. For the most part. And it just didn't seem like the red player had very good grinding infantry to use. And, you know, so you have the just exit out of that. We're doing an armory dive. Oh boy. I guess we're doing their entente, so it's like you had these guys in the HT40s, which is that's a 45-point combo. Like that is pricey. And then you had these guys, which are, you know, they're 15-point squads, so, you know, they can eat a fair bit of fire before they die. But they're not going to be doing a lot of damage in the meanwhile. And their transport only has 1 armor. So it dies pretty quickly. And so you compare that. And that's a 15-point combo. And you compare that to the blue player who was using riflemen in the M113A3. You know, M113A3, that's 3 front and side armor, so it's a lot tougher. You know, it can eat a 16 heat AP round and still keep kicking. So the reservists, the TOs, whatever, needed to get 2 hits to kill the M113A3 with their super bazooka, while the riflemen only need 1 hit from their law to kill the M5 half-track. And then these guys also, you know, better training, better main weapon. For the most part, submachine guns just aren't good, especially on reservists. On, you know, like shock and elite, they can be better, especially, you know, once you take advantage of their bonus in close quarters. But outside of that, you know, assault rifles are better. And yeah, so like riflemen, you know, in an infantry grind, riflemen 75 and M113A3s are going to mop the floor with TO or whatever they are. Are they OTs or TOs? TOs in the OT M5, whatever. You know, the Yugoslavian reservists. And they cost the same amount. Obviously, you do get more of the reservists per card. But they have, you know, worse training. Just, they're all around worse, except for availability. And the thing is, if they're not trading 1 for 1, that availability advantage is not going to matter as much. And it's not like, you know, what am I looking for? And like, so your alternative for grinding infantry in Entente is going to be either not Zelenichi there. Even worse off. Worse transport. I think it's even slower. Yeah, it is. So you have the Czech infantry, the Motostrelci. You can get them in this, which is not great, but it does have 2 frontal armor, which does occasionally count for something. Obviously, if you take them in, something like the Vidra 2, that's 25 points. It's not a cheap grinding unit at that point. But aside from that, you do have, Meoshavana Pesh, which is, hard to say it's a better transport than the half-track, as it is much slower off-road. But it does have, 1 more machine gun, which can help. But more importantly, the Meoshavana Pesh are just, they're better than TOs. I think their AT weapon might be worse, though. But also they do get an MG42. The M53 Sarak, how that's pronounced. Like, they're better. They're going to win in a stand-up fight. Oh yeah, their AT weapon is better. More accuracy, more AP. Less suppression, though, for some reason, even though it's the same size projectile. Just one of those Eugen things. Also, I thought the Super Bazooka is 83 I always thought that thing was like a 90mm 8-round. Is any other... EBI gun, where are you? According to this, is 83mm. I don't know. Yeah, that's what I was saying. It's just before we got lost on a tangent. Red player just didn't seem to have a great plan for when the Thermomigs died, and their grinding infantry, or the infantry selection, didn't seem to be helping them in that regard. Because, the only cheap infantry they had were the reservists, which, as I just went over, are not good at actually fighting. And then all their other infantry options were expensive. Yeah, because was it had the TOs, had the Meo Savannah, not the Meo, the Proletary 90, Padabranchi 90. What else had? The Conquerors. And then I think they had a Czech infantry squad. If I want to, I could probably grab their deck code and check, but it's like, yeah, they just didn't seem to have like a good grinding infantry option. No cheap shock, no regular infantry on a 5-pointer. It's just, that's just something that really let them down. This is probably close to 50 minutes now, so I should really end it. But yeah, let's just call that the lesson for today. Grinding infantry are very important to have, especially on this map, hell in a very small place. Like, this is a very infantry-centric map for the most part. It's like the best map in the 1v1 ranked rotation for a mech deck, because it's relatively small and it's a lot of short-range engagements. Not a lot of opportunities for like a super heavy to to zone out a lighter or less expensive tank. A lot easier to catch a super heavy at close range. And like a moto deck can also be very good on this map, where you can grab those early positions faster than a mech deck can. But then it runs into the problem, the classic, mech versus moto problem, which is, a mech deck is not as good at grinding as a moto deck is not as good at grinding as a mechanized deck, because it's just more expensive to deploy, even though it arrives faster. Yeah. And there's other factors, like, depending on the deck in question, support options available, and tank options, depending. Yeah, I'm just rambling now. Just, yeah, make sure your deck has decent options for grinding. You know, you want a 15 to 20 point combo of, you know, for your, you know, regular training infantry, of, you know, infantry plus transport. And then usually, like, it's not, oh, it like really does depend on your deck. Like, some decks don't really have a good option for this, but yeah, like a cheaper shock squad. It obviously depends, like, you know, if you're, you know, your base proletariat, you know, these, you know, your moat shoots and 75 like shocks, or yeah, where they're only 15 points because they have a terrible AT weapon. You know, those are good for grinding. You know, they'll outfight basically any regular training infantry for, you know, the same price or slightly more. They're just not good against vehicles. Yeah, like I said, I need to call it here. So yeah, this was Random Cast episode 49. I'm not sure if I'm going to do another one of these again. This is just something I just randomly felt like doing. I'm not a regular uploader to YouTube anymore. But yeah, maybe I'll catch you in another video. Maybe I won't. Who knows? In the meanwhile, I'm Xander Turon, and you guys take care and have a lovely day.